easy, why? Thumping on it.
As the Biden administration weathers fierce criticism for the Americans left behind when U.S. forces withdrew.
That as many as 10 civilians were killed in the strike, including up to 7 children.
Persuade, change, influence. That is the motto of the U.S. Army's Psychological Operations Regiment. Military operations do not always require lethal force on a battlefield. Military information support operations can employ non-lethal actions and messages to attain military objectives.
At the time of the strike, based upon all the intelligence and what was being reported, I was confident that the strike had averted an imminent threat to our forces at the airport.
That's why my administration is committed to doing all that's necessary to address this crisis and lead us to a better day.
The chief of staff for President Obama is an old friend of mine and my husband's, and was in the White House when Bill was there, and he said, you know, never waste a good crisis. Never waste a good crisis.
Trained in persuasive techniques, Psyops soldiers use their skills to change attitudes, behaviors, values, beliefs, and influence foreign audiences through executing actions in the delivery of messages utilizing a variety of techniques.
Never waste a good crisis.
Border agents on horseback running into crowds with women and children. That has the White House facing backlash over its handling of this situation.
Border Patrol insists no harm was done, though an investigation is underway.
Never waste a good crisis.
That as many as 10 civilians were killed in the strike, including up to 7 children.
Somebody walks into the country, right across the river. Does somebody ask them to see their vaccination card?
Well, let me explain to you again.
Didn't have to be this way. And now you have all these people living in probably arguably worse squalid conditions from where they're coming from, and they just got hit by an earthquake and their president was murdered.
Never waste a good crisis.
What's your reaction to the images from the southern border?
Get it under control.
Get it under control, or you have it under control?
We will get it under control.
That as many as 10 civilians were killed in the strike, including up to 7 children.
Never waste a good crisis.
We have a vice president who's refused to hold press briefings, refused to visit the southern border, refused to even take impromptu questions from reporters, and yet now all of a sudden, against the landscape of being completely MIA or missing in inaction, as Kaylee says, then now she's agreed to go on a talk show.
Never waste a good crisis.
Altogether, Texas is devoting $3 billion to secure our border. These funds are needed because the Biden administration's open border policies have opened the floodgates to illegal immigration, to crime, to human trafficking, to drug smuggling. These funds will help the Texas Department of Public Safety arrest more people at the border.
Never waste a good crisis.
And it will add more jail capacity for Texas to be able to put behind bars people who are coming across the border illegally and trespassing in Texas.
There are photographs and reports of border agents on horseback using what appear to be whips on Haitian migrants. Does the administration view that as an appropriate tactic? Can you speak to that? There are people who are upset about it.
Yeah, understandably so. I've seen some of the footage. I don't have the full context. I can't imagine what context would make that appropriate, but I don't have additional details. And certainly, I don't have additional context, April. I don't think anyone seeing that footage would think it was acceptable or appropriate.
As the Biden administration weathers fierce criticism.
That as many as 10 civilians were killed in the strike.
Never waste a good crisis.
The cause of death remains pending. Final.
Border agents on horseback running in a crowd.
Never waste a good crisis.
Bring, bring, bring. Hello? Hey, Joe. How's it going? Hey, Barack. Ooh, the cow jumped over the moon. Yeah, I do not. I do not. Joe? Sorry, Barack. I got an issue. I got to get the people's eyes off of this situation in Afghanistan. What do I need to do? Well, Joe, call the Alphabet Boys. I got a good plan. Put some Negroes down there at that border, and people won't be thinking about Afghanistan no more. Put about 14,000 of them down there. You can do this, Joe. Yes, you can.
It's easy, why? Something on it.